And with that, I have just gotten the go-ahead to send you over to Mechalink for Crystal Project. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. I am Mechalink, and I am finally here to run a game called Crystal Project. This was a single developer game that came out this year. It's still on Steam, and we're gonna tear through it pretty quickly. So we could do the fish basically anytime until the final battle, so get those donations in, but right now, we got some characters to name. So why don't you let me know, host, what those are, and we can start naming people.
Yes, indeed. Let me give this one last refresh. And hey, it kept my scroll position. So the top
Nice.
4 names, there was, in fact, a snipe. Our top name with $100 donated is Willman, Willman. Only the first W capitalized. Our second is Cucco with $40, as in the Zelda Cucco, C-U-C-C-O. Then we have Bubbles with an exclamation point. And finally, we have a little bit of an interesting situation here because we have a $20 tie for Mari and Danhausen.
I mean, I can't fix that for you.
Not really, no. So, do we have some... I did not bring my dice with me. I could have decided this randomly.
I don't have an exclamation point.
Okay, in that case, if you don't have an exclamation point, I would say just Bubbles should be good.
Okay.
Looking at this, let's give this one, and with apologies to someone quite close to our community, let's give the last name to Danhausen. That is Danhausen.
These are the names?
Correct.
All right. So one thing you may have noted is that all the characters are class wizard, and all of the genders are female. The gender actually matters here. The max MP is actually really important. And we'll explain that in a bit. We are going to pick easy because this is a speed run. And yeah, so I am ready to count us down, or you can count us down, however we want to go that. When I click the button is when we start. So somebody want to count me in, or?
All right, if you want me to do the countdown, I'm totally okay with that.
Please do.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1, fast.
All right, so Crystal Project, the job system, the combat system is basically an FF5 style job system, complete with JP and experience, crystals, switching, right? Like very much that. The game, however, as you can see, the world is voxel exploration. So the first thing we get to do in this category is we get to use the assist options. These are some options that were added for accessibility. We're going to use them for speed. Easier non-boss enemies, being able to use 3 home points for teleportation instead of 1. We're going to grab some squirrels for money routing. And then, yeah, we multiplied our EXP, our job points, our LP, as it's called in this game, and our gold by 3x. That's going to make this... It'll make the run simultaneously much faster and also much less involved with the job tree, because the simple solution when everything's that much experience, that much job points, is just grind. So our solution to what we want to do will be pretty simple. All right, so first we need to take a couple fights. We need to get things started. We are going to need an AoE spell for some of our grinding. All right. Right now, it doesn't really matter who casts as long as somebody casts, because we're going to get a heal well before we use up our MP. All right, so that fight, and then we're going to... This is not the intended path. As kind of a voxel exploration game, we get to do a little sequence breaking, and we're going to be doing a lot of sequence breaking, actually. We're going to be taking a trip around the world in reverse. And I'll explain that as we do it. So right now, we're just climbing up here and failing to. And climbing up here. Ooh. Yep, there we go. All right. Now you can see that there are chests up here, right? Like, you're supposed to be able to climb up here somewhat. Although maybe later, when you get some of the other movement options. So here's the guy that wants the black squirrels. We'll get some other squirrel-related paraphernalia. And we will continue jumping this way. All of these are completely legal jumps that you could make when you were starting the game. But this is not where you're supposed to go. This is the desert, which is kind of more of a mid-game area. And we're going to walk through this sandstorm. We're going to walk north. Because to keep going to the west, we're going to need to board a ferry, and the way to get the ferry pass is to rescue this child. This child who just happens to be standing up here for no real good reason. All right, child rescued. Now we have to get to town. On the way, however, we're going to pick up a little more stuff to sell for the money route. At the beginning of the game, before we start killing things significantly, the money route's actually kind of tight. After we start killing stuff, it won't matter because 300% money will solve our problems. All right. We need to stay up on this level because it's the only way we get access to the accessory we're going to sell. There's a rhino here. It has opinions about us, but we're going to dodge it. We're going to go over here. We're going to get these scope specs. We're going to come back around. This lets us go into the eastern entrance of the town we're going to, which is faster for us. And we're going to save there, and we're going to keep that save slot around for a long time because it's a secret tool that will help us later. Like I mentioned, we set an accessibility option that lets us use 3 save points as home return points. And we will use that to speed things up near the end of the game. So here we go. We're going to save. Ferry pass. All right. Good deal. Okay, so we want to stop here, and we want to sell these accessories. Great. And now we're going to go to the inn. They give us a key, which is nice of them. The key gives us that treasure box that you can see right here. And that's also part of the money route. So give me that stick. I love sticks. And then we're in the market to talk to that person and then leave them alone. All right, and then we go over here and we talk to this person. All right, and we're sailing, and this is a minute of downtime. So if you would like to say anything, host, it's a good time to do it.
Indeed. First, I just learned that apparently we could have given the exclamation point by using shift, but I didn't know that, and we were informed, unfortunately, a little bit too late. So normal bubbles will have to do. Apologies for that. I take my share of the blame.
I can fix it. I can fix it in the mid-game.
All right, that's up to you.
Yep.
We also do have a couple donations. We have that $100 donation to get Wilman in there. That was from Dargar. Having a watch party with the dev. Thought we might as well name a character after him. Hey, why not? Yeah. Shout-outs to people who make their own games. Sometimes living your passion is worth it.
Yeah.
We also have $50 from Gamora, Mechalink Hype, and $25 from Sunny Day with an E. Here's to a good cause. And we have also, with those donations, got a little bit more money towards getting the fastest fish. We are now only $75 away. So that is $175 out of $250 collected for that incentive.
All right, thank you very much. Keep donating, and I'll keep doing things for your entertainment. So when we finish the ride, we talked to the item shop vendor. We got a plague mask that's hidden in the top of that one shop. We'll be selling it. And now we're continuing to go around the world in reverse order to some degree. Usually you come at this from the left with the quintar movement, but here we come at it from the right because we didn't need to. So we're gonna climb this mountainside. Then I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that this is here and make that 4-square jump. Like normally you require a pet to make a 4-square jump. Oh, I can't actually make it on the lower path here. Gotta go back. But here, right, like because we get to have that lantern on the right side, we can make that 4-tile jump with some height. All right, and now we continue up this upper path until we get here. Now we can actually proceed to the left. Without that, we'd have to make a jump that requires the ibex, and we don't have the ibex yet. No, that's not how that works. Boink. All right, so we're climbing up the crag. There's a boss here that's free roaming, and if it runs into you, well, you're dying. And our last save point was a bit of a distance away, so hopefully that isn't happening here. Haven't had that trouble since the new route, but you never know. Today could be the day. No, there it is. You saw it in the lower right-hand corner, but it's too far away. Not gonna catch us. All right, and so this is the main town. Usually you have to go and get 3 crystals and fight through a dungeon and a boss and stuff, and this is one of the many ways. You can skip that and go up top. There's another way that goes up the left side, but doesn't work out with the speed run because we need to have talked to those merchants, and we need to have gotten this stuff to sell. Oh yeah, we need mana rings. All right, mana rings give us MP, and we're gonna need that MP. Here's our second major save point. We'll be coming back here a lot. All right, so now we're gonna go to the know-it-all ducks. They'll teach you everything about the game, but most importantly, they'll give us a home stone so we can teleport to the home stones that we've set, the home points that we've set. All right, we need to buy some maple wands because they make things go faster. In this game, mages have CT, like they do in Tactics. So we equip our mage's rings, we equip all of our gear. We learn Firen, or Fyra if you want to think of it in the FF way, but it's Firen. All right, we are ready to do our first mini grind. Sorry, it's not worth calling it a mini grind with 300 XP. It's just the first grind. All right, so we head out into these fields, and we find the first pack of 3 enemies right here. And at some point, I'll run into them. All right, and we'll cast some fire spells, and they're weak to fire. Great. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And the onion kids are down. Okay, now we get to learn the other half of things we need. We're learning passives here. Dang it. This passive gives you extra damage at the beginning of combat. This is a speed run. We're only really going to be doing the beginning of combat if we can help it. Okay. All right, so this encounters only 2 enemies. It's not worth it. This encounters another 3-pack. All right, now that we did that boost to our magic attack, we're going to be able to kill these in 2, which is important because in this entire sequence, we're going to go down to 0 MP on 2 characters and 3 MP on the other 2. This is where that extra MP really makes its mark. All right, so we used Firen on the first 2. Now we'll use it on the second 2 to keep the MP usage pretty even. You'll note that our first fight had 3 Firens, and so that means we have 1 character. This guy's got a bad name because he's a griefer. Yeah, he's a griefer straight up, and he's trying to mug us. Unfortunately, there's this funny thing about fire spells, and that they kill them all. Boof! Good job, friends. We take their lunch money, and that'll teach them. All right. Again, firing with the first two, then firing with the second two. If we've got time for one quick something or other, host, if you have something you want to say, because the last three fights are just the same little deal.
First off, I like that you actually literally just took their lunch money. That's a nice touch. I always appreciate that sort of thing.
I'm sorry, the game audio is a little too loud for me to hear what you just said.
That's right. I was just saying I like lunch money.
Yes, we stole their lunch money. Each time they're a recurring, like, Team Rocket style boss. Each time you beat them, you take their lunch money. So you end up with 3 useless lunch money items at the end of the game.
They're not even worth anything nice.
No, they're not. They're just griefers that are like... I really like the mage's name, Kurori Darkness, but yeah, they're just not. They're just annoyances. They do have their own plot arc in this game, though. Their own little story that they're going through. All right, 3rd save point. Great. Now we're going to take advantage of one of the nice features of this game. I don't want to fight this. Give up. Why would we give up? Because it gives us back all of our HP and MP for the low cost of some percentage of our current money. Deal. All right, and then we do this, and we are not supposed to be up here. That was a sequence break because you have a little bit of standing space on the corner of some obstacles. And so getting up here lets us skip getting the Quintar rental ability. And because that takes time, I'm not interested. Guys, all right, there we go. Oop. Yep, keep falling, buddies. All right, this one we want to take because it's 3 enemies. We love 3 enemies. This game has a lot of music that the developer licensed, right? So it has a wide variety of music, even though it's a single developer project. They took advantage of Creative Commons and other, and other licensed music to create a very good soundtrack for this game. No! I don't want to fight you. I mean, I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to. Yeah, 3 fire-ins will do the job. All right. Great, whatever. Okay, and we landed on the stalk of the mushroom. Great. So this is the Quintar Sanctuary. There's a guy that's crazy about Quintar, to use the colloquial. And I'm going to see if I have any tinctures. Oh, I got a bunch of tinctures. Lucky. All right, because we're going to need that MP in a second. We are going to learn Bolt 3, which is Boltana. All right, Boltana on everybody. Let's go get us a Quintar Eye. If you get Quintar Eyes, if you get 1 Quintar Eye, he gives you the rental. If you get another Quintar Eye, he gives you the Quintar Pet permanently. And that's kind of what we want. So this fight is relatively safe. If my controller would stop doing this. All right, attack is good. All right, our damage is good. This is going to be a Whirlwind comes up, which is kind of an arrow-style ability that has random damage. We're really going to want to see some low rolls and some dodges. Oof. All right, 3 people's all we need. So we're fine. This monster also has quick and haste. So can definitely have a party with you, if it so desires. All right. I don't want that in my Quintar Enthusiast house. We're back here, and we're going to go give the Quintar the good eyeball. And he's going to give us a flute. I'm a fan of Quintar. All right, back to the West Market. All right, so now we have a pet of sorts. We're going to buy ourselves some potions. We're going to buy some Phoenix juice. Okay, and before I get too far, I'm going to remember to buy the Protect amulets this time. Protect amulets let you have Protect in the first round of the fight. Again, we're going to try and keep mostly to the first round of fights. All right, there's our Protect amulets. Okay, and we're going to Phoenix Juice. We're going to need to buy more potions. Great. That'll do. All right, we're going to use your head to get me up here, get me up here, to get me over here. And we're going to dodge a 5 crystal check here. This guard won't let you out. It's not safe if you don't have 5 extra crystals collected. We don't care. And so now we're headed to the place where you get to interact with fishes and bears. So this is going to be a lot of tight platforming. So you can watch this, and if host has anything to say, by all means, this is a reasonable time.
Sure, just real quick. I remember that I am wearing a rather swanky shirt. You can't see it, but it is from the Yeti. We're partnering with them once again, and they have 3 awesome t-shirts and a pin for this event. If you head on over to theyeti.com/RPGLP, that is the Yeti, TheYetee.com/RPGLP, take a look at them. Maybe you want one.
All right.
$5 from every shirt purchased will go right to NAMI.
Sorry. So this is a jump that requires a specific trick to enable. So for some reason, the way this game is set up, the controller inputs and the joystick inputs both work at the same time. And what this means is that if you are going right using the controller input and up using the keyboard input, you actually get the full lateral movement of it. And I'm really just failing this skip here. Should have just done it normally. But this allows us to make this jump when we are not supposed to. And if I'd done it correctly, we'd be well done with this by now. There we go. We are not supposed to be able to make that jump. It's faster if you get it, quickly. Oof. I knew that was going to happen. So we're not trying to take any fights here, but it is very easy to run into one if you fail the platforming in any way. So I just want to make sure that we can cast our spells if we get in another fight. We're not trying to keep too topped up here. Nope. Boo. There we go. Zap. Zap. I gotta beat up Sheldon. It's a shame, but it's true. Okay. Ah. Darn it. Yeah. Oh, no. I would just run into the enemy there. There we go. Ah. All right, this will be the last fight here. And then we'll be at the Salmon Shack. And the Salmon Shack is important because it's where we get access to swimming, rather to having a fish help us. And it's also what allows, this is going to be the core of our grind, of our main grind. Wait, not yet. I need to take advantage of the give up again. That bear was too tough for me. Just too tough. All right. And having done that, let's run to salmon. So normally you get the ability to ride a fish on your own much later in the game. We're going to skip that. We're going to get it very early. We're also going to take a couple fights. Ow. Ow. All right. So combined with our gear to protect us, weaken normal enemies, and an elemental weakness to lightning, we are able to kill these enemies and get a whole lot of money. And I like money. All right, so we're going to take 2 fights on the way. And I'd rather not take that one because I know this one is here. All right. Crits. Crits suck. We'll still win this fight. It's just we won't get as much reward out of it as we would have otherwise. Chomp. Punch. Oh, wow. Good job, Kuko. Couldn't take the second hit, but surviving the first one's pretty good. All right. All right, and we are done here. So we're going to keep swimming this way. This is the back entrance into the Jidama Exchange, which will allow us to get a permanent fish pet and a permanent fish movement option. And after I do that, at any point, when or if the fastest fish incentive is met, I can go and get the faster fish. We don't need it for this category, but it will be available to us as of this point, all the way up to the last save point in the game. At any point, I can just go and do the race to get it. All right, so we're just going to go. This is the back entrance of the Jidamba. I call it exchange. It's Yaklanaya. I'm going to take this. Great. Okay, I'm going to favorite that. We're going to go back to the West Market District. We're going to buy everything. All right, so we need that. We need some dancing shoes. And the reason that we have access to this later game gear is because we talked to the various shops on the way around the world. Once you talk to those shops that's available in the main town, if you don't talk to them, you just don't have access to it. So that's why we do the around the world route, is to get all of that. So we upgrade to something that makes our spells cost 50 less MP. 50% less CT, rather than the 35 we had. We also upgrade to our hat so that our hat gives us plus 10% fire damage, which will be relevant, but right now we're going to give up. Good job. There, again, too scary. All right, so now I get to do this for free, and now we're in the actual grind. We're going to do this twice. So we're going to go down here, find the first pack of sharks, and we're going to go a loop and kill a whole bunch of sharks. This is not safe. If they decide to target the same person twice, things go south. But it's safe enough. We have lots of potions. Right, and as we level, this becomes safer and safer. So we've got a lot of time. I can talk about the game more, or the host can read off, donations and blurbs.
Indeed, we did get a $25 anonymous donation that says, "Let's go Crystal Project." I'm enjoying this. I think it's a pretty cool game. That also would...
Ow!
So, watching this fish skim around here, I'm curious how fast the fastest fish is. So I'd like to remind you all that we are $75 away from the incentive to get the fastest fish. So if you would like to see that, and have the money to spare for a good cause, then by all means, go ahead and donate.
Yes, we survived 2 hits there. That's a significant increase in our survivability and ultimately speed to kill. Okay, so the another added kind of accessibility feature was an auto top-up, which can be very useful if you just want to, darn the money, let's heal up. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this game has a fairly robust FF5-like job system. We don't interact with it significantly in the speedrun because when you get this much experience, you don't need to do anything tricky. You just need to get lots of experience. Boof. But it really does, like, there's things you'd recognize, these, you know, all of our black mages, red mages, but there's some interesting stuff that's not on the kind of Final Fantasy path as well. It really makes for kind of a compelling set of job system options, in my opinion. The game itself has a lot more content than you're going to see here. And third volcano. But yeah, there's a lot of these skimmer packs, and that makes it a great grind. And when you get to reset the grind when your fish ends, when the race ends. And so it really creates a very straightforward kind of loop situation that makes your grind very easy. At some point, we're gonna... Ow. Oof. Oh, bubbles, no. Alright, there should be one more fishy. There we go. See, now we're at the point where we're faster than them in terms of choosing our actions. Even if we have CT delay for our spells. Right, and that's just in one of the 2 grind loops that we're going to do.
So, I have some good news.
Oh?
We have a $75 donation from Critter saying, "Fastest fish go. Fun looking game. Good luck and thanks for running." And with that, we have, in fact, met the fastest fish incentive.
All right, I'll do that right after I top up on items. All right, we're going back to the salmon shack. We're going to give up against a bear again. You can see that the enemies have changed color. That's kind of a con style thing, where, you know, red enemies are the dangerous ones and gray enemies are essentially not threats at all. All right, let's get that fish. All right, to get the fastest fish, we need to win this race. So if you like watching, bears have set up a race for salmon. Go upstream. Give myself a little handicap. Probably won't matter. So the enemy fish like to jump a bunch, and that slows them down. So that helps a lot. There is, however, a lead fish who is better than all the rest, and that's the fish we actually need to beat. And there it is. That fish is also just as dumb as the other ones. It's just much faster. So, yep, even with a little delay, it's pretty easy to overtake them here. Right, like you just want to stay in the water as much as you can, stay tight. Here you flatten out against the bottom so you can just go under anything. Right, easy peasy. You know, you go under anything while he's just jumping around like a fool. And then again, you bottom out. Easy peasy. You just... All right, first place. We get a whole bunch of stuff for doing well at racing. And now we have the salmon cello, which is a significantly faster fish. All right, so that said, we still have another grind loop to go, and we're going to use our salmon cello to make this grind piece a little bit faster. So yep, this is another grind loop. If you've got anything you want to say, go right ahead.
Yes, just a quick reminder that we here at RPG Limit Break 2022 are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. They work and focus their work around 3 pillars: education and support, awareness, and advocacy. So one of the things that is really important whenever you're going for trying to support any sort of cause is federal advocacy, state organizations that work in the space, and anything like that. NAMI engages in federal advocacy and supports state organizations in their advocacy efforts. So they are doing work on both the local and the larger scale.
Where are you, fishies? There you are. So yeah, we are rapidly rising in levels. These kills are becoming easier and easier. Our characters are surviving more and more. And at about level 47 or so, we're going to say that's enough and head on to what is now our end game. We used to actually have to go through the final dungeon in the game. That is no longer the case in this category. Ooh.
And also an incentive that was met.
Oh, what incentive was met?
Unless I'm misinterpreting it, the skip the castle incentive.
Ah, okay. All right. Auto top up, please. All right. So yeah, the normal course of this game is to explore through it, to get access to crystals as you go, right? Like, there's a bunch of other crystal barriers where it's like, you know, have 5 crystals, have 12 crystals, etc., right? We're skipping all that because we're not going to get any crystals. Ooh, critical hit. Poor Danhausen. We still get some part of our XP and LP gain, even with dead characters, so it's not kind of a tragic loss here. That's 45. All right, we got 3 more fights. We'll get our level. We'll get the level we want before then.
Another thing, if you're thinking about donating now, we do have a couple prizes that you could become eligible for. If you donate at least $20 during this game before the next one starts, then you will be eligible for a Distant Worlds vinyl set. And if you donate at least $5, then you will be eligible for a Final Fantasy XIV tote bag.
Yeah, get those donations in, people. That's why we're here. That's why we're here at 4 in the morning. All right, that was 47s. Yep, all right, we are done with the grind. Let's get on with the game. All right, so West Market, let's buy up on consumables for the last time. We're going to buy everything for safety. Realistically, at this point, I tended not to, but this is a marathon. There are disasters in the waiting. All right, so remember that tool that would help us later? We're going to go back. We're going to go back to the desert. Now, however, we have stuff. Specifically, we have a quintar. And here we see one of the first jump tricks in the game. All right, so this. Too late. Not going to work. All right. I want to avoid talking to Ashley here. Great. Back up. Let's try that again. So the pets all are only be able to be used at the same time, at one at a time, right? But their momentum is conserved when you switch into them to some degree. And for some reason, switching into the fish from the quintar gives you more lateral movement. I don't honestly know why. But I do know that it's helpful. There we go. Whee! All right, we could not make that jump with the quintar flute, but that's great. This is the back end of where you get one of the movement options. And thankfully I remembered to learn the area fire spell. Auto top up, please. Thank you. This is pretty boss. This is pretty good boss music here. But yeah, we're just gonna burn him down. Strangely enough, looks like a tree, acts like a tree, burns like a tree. 5 Firenas usually does the job. His first action is gonna be to summon that face back, and that's not really gonna help him. Yep. And then the 6th Firena takes care of the mask, and we're done. So again, we skipped an entire dungeon there, and we get access to the power of Goat. Goat power. All right. And with that, we're going to go back to the Salmon Shack, but we're not going to do a race. We're going to do something completely different. All right. Quintar flute. Salmoncello. We're going to go up this waterfall. That's right. This is just a bare waterfall coming out of this big fish mouth up here. We're just going to go up it. Great. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to land there. Hop up here. Hop up here. Ah, you hear that wind. We're coming up on a very late game area. It's eventually the area you go to before you go to the castle if you're just following the plot, so to speak. Land's End. We're going to run by these two people. You learn a lot more about them throughout the game if you play the game, but we aren't going to be learning anything about them. Although we're going to be running into them one more time. So this is another interesting platforming segment. There's an interesting skip coming up, but this is just some stock platforming, so any new donations or blurbs, hit me.
No new donations at the moment.
Okay.
I would like to remind you all that we do have those t-shirts from the Yeti, and we do have those prizes that I mentioned earlier. We also have, I believe, 4 t-shirts. I'm going to have words with my other coordinator here. There are 4 shirts and the pin available at theyeti.com/RPGLB. YETE is how the Yeti is spelled. $5 from each shirt. It goes directly to NAMI. And the prizes, once again, for a minimum $20 donation are Distant World Final Set, and for a $5 minimum, a Final Fantasy XIV tote bag. And those are only available through the end of this run, so if those sound like something you want to get in the running for, don't waste your time.
All right. That was annoying. We did not intend to fight that. Oh well. Win some, you lose some. All right. We're going to do something interesting here in the platforming. I'm going to actually show you what the Ibex allows, because it is the jump 1 higher movement option. Okay, yep, got to get that guy to jump off first, like a fool, and then we're going to jump up here. And we're going to go down to here and do the same. Well, if we don't gray out first. There we go. And we're going to skip all of this lower segment because it's actually kind of slow and there's a bunch of enemies that are much harder to dodge. So we're going to go up here. We're going to save because we're going to try and skip a boss. And it's, you know, not guaranteed that I'll do that successfully. So let's go for the owlbear skip. Bosses move exceedingly fast and follow special rules in their respawn. We are going to try and get him to go exceedingly fast. Yep, that's exactly the skip we wanted to do. Bye. Bye. Not fighting you. That boss is actually kind of one of the big stoppers in casual play. It's hard. Boss is hard. Don't want to fight it. Not interested. All right, so what you do normally is you open that chest, you get access to teleport back here, and we get the last pet, our friend the owl, and this is where the movement system breaks in half. So The owl is supposed to let you glide a little, right? Like a two height jump with some gliding, right? Perfectly reasonable. Wait, I just marked that, didn't I? All right. That's a little higher than you're supposed to be able to go. And this is the same sort of momentum preserving thing that we used with the quintar into the fish. Human into the owl lets us make some movement that was not intended. And we're gonna ride that all the way towards skipping the castle. So. Ah. No, I do not want to fight you. You're annoying, and you're weird looking. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boing. There's a boss here, also free roaming like the one in the... Well, I was about to risk running into it, and then I fell. Get back up here.
I have to say, I really enjoy these kind of momentum-based platforming mechanics.
No, it's really cool. I'm really a big fan of this, and I'm like Monster Sanctuary earlier in the week. We saw kind of like that same sort of pet-based movement, right? So, yeah, no, I really do like this, and it was fun even before we found this sort of glitch. Oh, there's the boss I don't want to run into, and we're gonna die. All right. No, we can't win this fight. Yeah, no, we gave up already, buddy. You didn't need to kill us. Oh, well. All right. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. West Market District.
I guess he just wanted to burn you out of spite.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. We were trying to dodge him, and now we pay. All right, so this is the same deal. We're just going to start from down here instead. We're just going to owl jump our way into the heights. No, not Ibex. Ow. All of the other pets had their own momentum tricks as well, but the owl kind of surpasses the majority of them because of this enormous vertical leap it gets.
And while we're backtracking here,
Yeah, please.
we do have a few incentives for the next run as well. If you want to get your money in to name the characters in the Final Fantasy III 3D remake, there are 4 options, and there's only a couple with much money for them. So if you want to snipe one of those names, that's a little bit lower on, or even one of the ones that are a bit higher if you want to name them all. You can go ahead and do that. And we also have an incentive to fight the Eureka bosses, and those are optional bosses in the Forbidden Eureka Land. And we have $295 out of the 1,000 that we need to fight those. I believe that would be towards the end of the run, but I'm not 100% sure. Nevertheless, if that is something you want to see, you might want to get on to that.
All right. We messed it up again, so 3rd time. Yeah, the music switches quite quickly in the corner here between these 2 zones. Game. I don't want to try an owl jump with the Ibex. It doesn't work. Fine. You want to trade 1 for 1 with us? You got it. Yep. That's how this enemy works. It kills one of your characters and then it dies. If only we had an enormous amount of potions because of our enormous amount of money. Didn't get me that time, buddy. All right, and we're on top of the castle. This is where you come out if you go through the castle normally. And here is this thing. Off we go. This is the final area. Usually, if I do that well, that goes much faster. Alas. Now we're actually at risk of, well, only slightly at risk. All right, so now we're in the new world. Thankfully, the owl jump still works here, so no problems. Nope. Nope. I don't know why Quintar Flute thought it could be involved in this. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to cruise over here. We're going to take a little bounce off this baby. I'm going to do another owl jump over here. And thereby avoid, hopefully, all of the encounters here because they're just annoyances. What do we got here? Yep, you're out of position. All right, no encounters. That's what we want to see. All right, and this is the final save point. We will avail ourselves of it. All right. Give up for safety so we have all our resources. And yeah, we have a 10% boost to fire. We have the fire AoE attack. We have enough levels. We just need them to, like, not crit and stuff, and we'll be fine. Not crit and stuff is a strong demand. Ashley is in a class that specializes in crits called the Fencer. There's a ninja in the third slot, Talon. Reed is the tank, and Chloe is a mage/archer. So there's crits abound in their kits at the moment. Checkmate is one of them. Shadow Cut's another. That's fine. If at this point we have 3 people, they're going to drop 2 people in the counterattack round. And here's the third one. Ashley and Chloe drop here. Oh, we got Talon too. Great. All right. Bruiser Crush. Yep. Right, time is not on final hit here. Time is when the final cutscene text screen is here. So there we go. That is the final battle. We were successful. And now we jam through the 4 characters disappearing. And almost. Time. And that was Crystal Project, 80% Unrestricted. I didn't get to explain... No, I did get to explain Von mapping, the mapping that we did to make that corner jump. So thank you, Limit Break, for letting me show this off. Thanks to Andrew William for putting this game together. Again, this came out only this last year. I picked it up that first weekend based on a recommendation from a friend. She was the one that the Kuko name was put in for. In honor of her. And yeah, it's a small community, but the game itself is very, very satisfying for a casual playthrough, and speedrun's interesting. So with that, yeah, thanks everybody who donated to see the special fish. This is definitely can be done much faster. This is essentially the world record route, which Von has at 33 minutes and change. So yeah, my PB on this is like 41. So yeah. Anyway, up next we've got Final Fantasy III double block, right? So yeah, this was in the middle of the Final Fantasy block, not quite, but inspired by. And with that, let's get this thing moving. Thank you all.
Yeah, that was a fun little game, I gotta admit. Thanks very much for showing us that, Mechalink. And with that, it's all I've got to do for tonight. Just a little bit of a block in between 2 longer games. But I am going to be leaving you in the capable hands of Sporadic Erratic. So when we get back, you will hear them speaking instead of me. I have been Alec47. Thank you for watching RPG Limit Break 2022.
What's up, friends? I am indeed your host, Sporadic Erratic. I am so incredibly happy to be here hosting for y'all at RPG Limit Break 2022. We are here raising funds for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Now, we do have some ads coming right up, but don't go anywhere. We also have an amazing Final Fantasy III 3D remake any percent run coming up for you just afterwards, so stick around. What's up, everyone? If you are just joining us, I am Sporadic Erratic, and welcome to RPG Limit Break 2022. You are in the middle of our Final Fantasy block. I am so incredibly thrilled to be here. The Final Fantasy games have a lot of personal meaning to me. In fact, not to start a flame war, but 4 is my absolute favorite. I know that I'm in the minority. I would love to see in the chat. I'd love to see you tell me which is your favorite. I also have strong feelings about 6, but 4. You can't see me making heart hands. Just a little reminder of what we're doing here. We're here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization whose work is focused around 3 pillars: education and support, awareness, and advocacy. What does that mean? NAMI drives the national conversation around mental health from coast to coast across all demographics, having appeared in major media more than any other mental health organization in 2021. 24,000 earned media articles in top-tier outlets, including NPR, CBS News, CNN, and the BBC. It is a wonderful, wonderful charity that we are here raising funds for today. So if you can donate, please consider it. And oh my gosh, chat has just been going wild. 4 is great. 7, 9, 6. Oh, 7, 8, and 6. That's right. You don't have to choose. Oh, more love for Final Fantasy IV. So happy. 4 has my heart, 12 has my soul. Oh my gosh. You signed it all away. Chrono Trigger in its own special category. Look, we're just talking about Final Fantasy right now. If we want to talk about the best RPG of all time, blood may flow. So I want to remind everybody that we have incentives for the run coming right up. In fact, we have one that's going to close right away at the beginning. So now is the time to get those snipey snipe donations in. We are going to name 4 heroes, and we are going to use the top 4 names. There are only 4 names in the running at the moment. So coming in first at $50 is Erebus. Coming in also first, I guess, at $50 is Horse. Coming in third at $10 is Sereth, and then coming in fourth at $5 is Chaos. So for only $6, you can snipe the heck out of Chaos, but you only have, I don't know, like 5 or 10 minutes to get those donations in. I don't know how long setup's gonna take, so you have until they are done with setup to get those donos in, snipe them names, and of course, have it all go to Nami.